Hello once again, friends. It is me, Phil. And I'm of the clan Babybeard, playing some Pillars of Eternity with you today. Clearing out this stronghold. I'm hoping it will be my stronghold very shortly. Don't forget to like the video if you've got a second. Subscribe to the channel if you like watching these. We do daily uploads, have done for a while now. There's lots of stuff for you to get into. It feels as if cobwebs are the only things holding this rickety old mess together.
Keeping an eye out.
Something has made a nest out of old straw and mattress ticking. Guessing mattress ticking is a technical word for the filling for the mattress, I guess. Never heard that one before. Okay. Looks like this is like the dormitory. No shades in here, so we'll just head down. We'll head through the door that the lady, who is also a throne, opened for us. Because that's the thing that's in this game. There's definitely a thing with souls in this game. The steward. She's like a soul in the throne, or she seemed to imply that was a strange way of looking at it, an incorrect way of looking at it.
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
As you draw nearer, the apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back, and she tugs at a loose thread on her apron. There's a distant hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. She turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye. I don't like speaking to the spirits. I like
important people.
Just like it to play out.
They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
I wonder if that's from... Whoa. Whoa. Okay, didn't know you could do that. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, I've discovered something new already. That's good. Remind me what happened to my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages
It's like what
and
happened
killed
outside,
many
I think.
people.
It was burning.
Your father was one of them.
I see.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Generational hate. It's bad. We don't like it. Guess they do like their shiny Adra rocks. Which I'm guessing are the Pillars of Eternity, maybe? The silver trails of slugs gleam inside the barrels. Okay. Let's get sneaky, despite the fact that we are not good at sneaking. Ivory spiderlings and spear spiderlings. Well, of course they're immune to web, that makes sense. Oh gosh, there's a lot of them. Okay. Here they come. You give me some AoE. Got some charmed spider. Oh god, they're everywhere. Okay, you go here and go here. You get your sword out, start fighting. You move back here. Oh, you're stuck, are you? That makes sense. We charmed some of these spiders, which is good. Okay, you're not stuck anymore. That's good also. You're moving forward. We got some charmed spiders, keeping off those. You're doing fine. You still haven't transformed. Sickened. That's not very good, yeah. Oh gosh, that does a lot of different stats. Give me one of those. Okay, I'm suffering a little bit here. Looks like we got to heal off. You got to chant off as well. Let's have some scallywags. Great, we got some scallywags. Can you switch back to your gun, please? Go skellies. You are using your gun. Please get back. Easy peasy. It's a lot of spiders, but okay, shouldn't send all of them attacking at once. That's pretty bad strategy. Oh god, you kill that thing. Let's combat fade. We're doing fine here. We're just pushing through them.
Of course.
And there are a lot of them, but nothing too dire at this stage. Let's keep our spell slots. We can fight 3 spiders. Losing a bit of health. We've still got wound binding. We're all good.
New orders, Lieutenant. Ready your squad.
That must mean this is this area's cleaned out. We'll wait before we chat to him. Oh, I think I hear my wife getting home. She's bringing me a burrito. Lucky me. Hello. There she is. Oh, she wants help. Let me just, I'll have to pause these. I'll have to pause this and then we'll come back. Come back after. Oh, and I'm back. Now full of burrito.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
It's like the old dungeons in here. So I've been recharged with burrito from unnamed store. I mean, if they want to give me money, then I'll name who it is. I don't know that they sponsor YouTube channels. But they should.
Hello?
Tell me what your favorite burrito places.
Flame and
If you
sound.
like Mexican.
We'll keep to
If you
ourselves.
don't, why not?
Easy does it.
Not finding anything hidden in these rooms. So you might have to talk to this spectral
I shall
commander.
be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wish I knew how to get anyone other than Durance to talk.
Hey.
This cot is rough with splinters.
They'll never know I'm here.
Right, well, let's chat to this guy. A spectral man arrayed in armor and an officer's cloak studies a single sheet of paper. You can see straight through it to the ducal and Aedir insignias on his breastplate. He seems to read over the page several times before looking up at you. When he does, his expression is unreadable.
There's been a change of plans. Take your squad and march south all the way to the bow in the river. Bring a wagon team and a dozen barrels of pitch.
His voice falters. He shakes his head. The hand holding the paper drops to his side. Listen.
The instructions come from Admeth Hadred himself, which means they might as well have come from the Duke. We're to burn those hut dwellers out. Set fire to the deerwood so they've nowhere to retreat. Cut them down when they come out. Or let them blaze if they won't.
A ghostly sigh forms a mist in front of his lips. These sort of past crimes against the...
It'll make this even shorter than the broken stone war, all right. And we can only hope it'll discourage future conflicts.
Yes, it's not a great justification.
I know this is personal for you. It is for many of us. But understand, we're doing this to end this war, not to continue the last one. Remember that we're flushing out the enemy, not burning villages for sport.
Well,
Barrett will have
technicality
his work cut out for him tonight.
doesn't mean much to the people you burned in their huts, whether you enjoyed it or not. It's the ghosts of past conflicts. Okay.
We'll take those farmers by surprise. Almost time. Di and Heather scouted the village last night. They're rounding up the rest of the party now.
He's been told that he's an evil character, so he's doing an evil voice.
An elven man turns to face you. His cheeks, his forearms, and the cartilage of his long pointed ears are smeared with indigo and blue paints. He grins wickedly beneath a thatch of wild hair. What
Don't
party?
worry. Everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Rio had to go along with it after you'd gotten the rest of the clan riled up. No one once had said that the Nine Claws were too cowardly to stand with the rest of the tribe when the foreigners desecrated our ruins.
Okay, so this site has been sort of had conflict over and over and over again on it. First, the ruins for the Glanfathan elven folk. Then, when people moved here, they raided it, and then there was revenge for that later. Ryu? The ragged stripes of paint on his face twist as he laughs. You may not like them, but they're still our elders, for now. A dead grey tooth peers from between his lips. That was clever, drawing the support of the community first. By the time you approached the Rio, they had no choice but to support us. There's no doubt you'll join their ranks one day, so long as no farmer's pitchfork fells you tonight, he laughs.
The tribes need more leaders like you. Women who value deeds over words.
Ghostly Warrior gives you a long, covetous look. His semi-transparent eyes blaze as they crawl over you. He reaches towards your cheek but stops midway, his splayed fingers quivering as a tremor of doubt runs through him.
You were right. We were too soft when the foreigners first came, and now they humiliate us. We'll be soft no more, and the invaders will learn to leave us alone once and for all.
Yeah, so I think that's the order. There was some Glanfathan ruins. These guys, a village desecrated those ruins. Glanfathans kind of let them be for a while. Then they decided to start raiding them. And then that started a war. And then in revenge for that war, we had later on the burning of all the elven people. Pretty gross.
And what does the flame reveal?
Is there a way to make it so you don't... If someone can tell me...
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Okay. Aha, Melwald is here.
Keep away from us. Leave us.
A large, liver-spotted man, barrel-chested and paunchy, cowers in the far corner of the room, his white hair a tangled, stringy mess. He covers his face and chest with trembling hands, unable to look in your direction.
Maybe we should come back later?
Are you Melwald? He looks up over his hand, the muscles around his eyes twitching, and begins whispering to himself in sharp hisses as though having an argument. All at once he stops shaking, a sudden calmness falling over him. His head tilts forward slightly, and he looks you dead in the eye, like a cornered animal about to pounce. His voice turns suddenly raspy.
Mayor Wald isn't here, and he isn't fooled. He has sent for no callers. Be gone, deceiving spirit.
I'm no spirit. Do I look like any spirit you have ever seen?
Mayor Wald will speak with you, but you will maintain your distance, or you'll have me to answer to.
The old man turns his body away and has another muttered, sputtering argument facing the wall. When he turns back to you, he has taken a confident stance. His chest is puffed out like a soldier's. A new strength enters his voice.
Come to speak to Mayor Wald. Mayor Wald, whose touch is poison. Mayor Wald, who knows not his effect.
The man's posture folds, and the hands he'd held strongly at his sides a moment ago resume their original tremors. His voice is feeble and tentative. I was told I am a watcher and that you could tell me more about it. And about a tablet of some worth after that. Once you two are finished, of course.
A window. Window to the ether, where spirits dwell. Peer and reach into it. Speak and listen through it. A watcher sees
quite slow speaker.
Reads them, knows their past.
Well, I'd figured that much out already.
Souls of the living, souls of the dead, an empath,
Hmm.
and the souls see them back. Used it to help beings in both realms, did I? What the gods wanted of me, thought I.
But
the gods put me in the world for vengeance, and I obliged.
With a quick spasm, his shoulders straighten, his voice becomes strong.
It was the gods' wishes that we protect those lands. My way was the only way to remove the foreigners.
Little I knew.
He shrinks down and is himself once more. He cradles his face in shaking hands. I was accosted by spirits on my way here. What do they want?
No! No! Forgive me! Forgive me!
He covers his mouth with his hand, his breaths convulsing, his eyes red and exhausted. You seem to have lost your mind.
No. Found more of it. Too much. Too much to bear. An awakening.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't happen to me. Aloth's eyes narrow as he looks at the old man. How could a simple awakening have driven you to this? You mean you remember your past lives?
Something reminds. Memories stirred. Memories before birth. Other bodies. Other times. Memory. Personality. Identity any might resurface. Or all.
And I seem to be having a conversation with several of them right now.
Ghosts of the mind. Meyerwald has lost control. Meyerwald's body no more.
The spirits I passed, what are they?
Spirits and not spirits. Always whispering to Meyerwald, reminding him of his mistakes.
So are all of those things we've passed him?
Watchers see memories before them, form them from the essence of their own souls. Once Meyerwald awakened, he could not make them leave. Gave them more form, not less.
The spirits are memories from previous lives.
Memories, angry memories, pulling Meyerwald back.
So he's like involved in both sides of the conflict.
Mistakes. Marauder and soldier, soldier and marauder.
That would drive you mad.
How could they know?
How do you tell a spirit from a memory?
Fragmented are memories. Stuck in time. Mindless, cruel, never far.
Yeah, it doesn't really explain anything. That's fine. Why do these past lives still trouble you?
My fault. All my fault. Soldier and marauder. Soldier and marauder and Meyerwald. No forgiveness for what's past. No undoing what's done. No sleep. No sleep for the Watcher.
He looks at you, baggy-eyed and lost.
War there was all around. War of stone, war of tree.
He's talking about two different wars, fought back to back, long time ago. The Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees. The usual conflicts between locals and settlers getting out of hand, both of them. Some folks are still mad about what one side did to the other.
Death we brought to the settlement. We, the 9 claws. Claws of 9. Worse what we did to the women. For love of the gods. The gods' love. For their love.
I met one of your memory spirits. There was talk of raiding a village. Meyerwald's voice becomes raspy, and he is somewhere else in place and time, speaking to someone unseen.
Hold her down. Head her. Give this Adia bitch an heir that belongs in Air Glotfath.
I'm just glad this content is veiled. Let me just say that. His soul is marked by flame, and those marks will never heal. His trial has broken him, but better than that to live in weakness. Take your time. It's over now. It was long ago. Continue when you're ready.
The boy. The boy. The baby boy. The boy. Conceived in the raid. Conceived by force. Vessel for marauder. Slain in the raid. Marauder and the boy. Marauder and soldier.
So did he conceived a child, but also died, and then his soul went into the baby? That's weird. A baby conceived by the raider. What do you mean it was a vessel for him?
For the soul. Marauder's soul. Same soul.
This is
One
gross.
soul. Boy's soul. Marauder's soul. Raised in lies and vengeance. Raised to soldier. Raised for the fire. Born for the fire.
Then that was his mother I met in the keep. She told him his father was killed by the raiders.
You'll get no pity from me. The crimes of the Nine Claws clan in the last war are still unavenged. But the gods are just. They have led me here. In my father's name, every one of you will burn.
So he thought his father was killed by them, but he actually was them? Durant smirks. Burning his own. And why not? If they had been wicked and earned their punishment. He is weak of mind and soul. To see him cower before the flame, that should give you the measure of him. Merwell's shoulders slump. He rocks back and forth, agitated. He mutters to himself, oblivious to your presence.
Soldier and marauder, lies and vengeance, and dead villages. All dead. All dead. What for? What for?
Whatever the reason, I don't think we're meant to know.
How little we know.
I've seen apparitions like those elsewhere since I became a watcher. Oh no. No, you too? You too. All at once, in spite of his abject misery, his expression changes to one of utmost sympathy. Poor woman. Poor woman.
They will take you too.
I'm the player character. Not going to happen. Aloth's eyes dart between you and Merwold. What exactly does he mean? Surely something can be done. You're saying I'll end up like you.
So fragile, the Watcher's mind. So real, his memories. Once awakened, how can he sleep?
If I'm awakened to a past life, how would that have happened?
You were reminded of it. Strong memories, lingering lives, they dwell near the surface, waiting to be remembered.
So can normal people be awakened too? They just don't have the strength to peer through as the Watcher. So a Watcher can actually host these spirit memories.
Meyerwald sat at his hearth and watched his fire, watched the wood burn. Then came the memory of another fire and burning wood and screams.
There must be some way to make these memories go away.
Always there, always remembered. Can't forget, can't unsee.
Can't unsee. This guy needs eye bleach. I didn't just remember. Someone caused this. They wore masks and spoke of books and keys and a queen. There was a man there. He seemed familiar to me.
Keys of lead, books of burden, queens that were. Known to me are they, the leaden key.
Mm-hmm. The leaden key. It seems we share an enemy, Mirror. Assassins and Watcher Wakers both. They certainly keep busy. What can you tell me about this leaden key?
Secrets, and deceptions, and schemes. Who knows their answers? Not they. Not they. Crossed them before. Hatred of Watchers, hatred and fear. Much we see.
So a secret society have kind of secrets from their own members even. And they don't like us because Watchers can uncover their schemes. Who's this queen they pray to?
Woodica, goddess, crown shattered and body burned. Binder of oaths and grudge holder. Bearer of justice. But whose?
If the leaden key caused my awakening, could they undo it?
Many secrets do they keep. Unawakened? Mayhap. Who else if not they?
Do you know where I might find the leaden key?
City of Defiance. Never far from the Queen.
I need to go so I can search for this man from the leaden key.
Sleep well. Sleep well.
Hold! I know your will die. Your actions were seen. You would sooner betray us to the Adir land thieves than take orders from me.
Take it easy. I'm not going to betray anyone.
Your betrayal is for nothing. Your warnings are lost on these foreigners, and their blood will be Gallowayne's tribute this night. I have asked the elders for the honor of claiming your head as my first trophy, and they have granted it.
Someone tried to warn the villagers.
To grant you a quick death.
I don't think I could have gotten around that, so sorry, my dude. Looks like a spellcaster, so I'm gonna do something that interrupts spells. He also doesn't look very mighty, so let's go. Here come the insects. Oh, he's doing a foggy. Let's move. We're a bit grouped up. I don't want to get caught in that chill fog. He's getting dazed. Doing okay, doing okay. We'll probably rest soon, so... Oh, he's got a lot of might. I didn't realize he would have so much might. Or fortitude. Huh. Wow. His lowest is reflexes, which I think let's hit him with some of those. You're still checking. Oh, that was good. Pump a few of those out for me, would you? Okay. Good. Now I'm in hand to hand. He's got no deflection. This guy should go down pretty quick now. Ooh. Yikes. Two health.
Yeah?
Get out of the cold. Ooh. Did I die? There's a change in the air of the keep. What was thick and suffocating feels somehow more breathable, as though yielding to a conquering invader. Melwood body lies inert. You can feel his soul lingering there, uncertain. There is something unique about this soul in this place. A bond formed in decades of inhabitants and lordship that feels somehow palpable to you, as though even in death, the keep knows its former master, and the former master remembers his keep. Mirror was granted speaker to the restless. I'm afraid that I'm going to get game over as soon as the dialogue ends. In your mind's eye, the bond seems to you as a frayed rope, ghostly and alive. Frayed ends, writhing like tide pool anemones, and you find that if you concentrate on it, you have the ability to manipulate its strands. So repair the rope, binding Melwood's soul here as an eternal warden. I don't really want him here. Sever the rope Melwood pass on from the world. Maybe draw upon the energy of the rope itself, siphoning knowledge from the connection. Let's just cut him loose. Let's let him rest. Strand by strand, the connections fly apart like the overstressed strings of some ethereal instrument. With the tearing of the final string, the rope becomes liquid and dissolves from your awareness. Melwood's soul hovers near you, a vortex of strife and discord, but there is something else there beneath it, something like relief. His soul passes through one of the walls and is gone. Oh man, 1 health. My health shot back up. I'm confused. Wow. I'm glad I didn't die there. No level ups. What did Merwold have him? Another grimoire. I've got most of these, I think. I've got that one. Yep, lots of personal spells. It's got a level 3 spell in here, which is cool. Fireball. We love Fireball. Okay, well, we'll definitely give that to you. Primal Flame from the other guy into the stash. Wow, okay.
Alright then.
The sickly sweet smell of rot rises from this half-eaten fruit.
Keeping an eye out.
Yes. Who's got the best mechanics? Can you search all this stuff for traps, please?
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Good job. Ooh, money. What else we got? A worn book lies on the table, its pages filled with nonsensical scrawls.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Lock-picked? How many lock-picks am I still carrying on this fellow? Plenty. Good, good, good. We got another rod. Mine is better. Some Adra. Some golden obols. Cool. I don't see anything hidden.
Hey.
And what does the flame reveal?
So let's clear out the rest of this floor. And then
Can I wait that older set?
we can leave you.
Hey there.
Discuss it.
Okay, getting some health back. Kinda wants to talk to you.
Poor Meyerwald. He couldn't contend with all that he knew of himself. A cruel fate.
And we forgot to ask about your book. I don't think knowledge was the problem. He said that if we can find out what caused this, it might help me. That is true. And there is no such thing in my experience as too much knowledge. Kinda smiles. Come, we'll find your answers. And mine, I hope.
Hey.
It's nice you have that little dialogue thing there.
Hey.
Didn't you want to speak to him? Well, I guess talking to a crazy watcher is better than talking to no watcher at all.
It makes two of us.
Well, we'll get to this later.
What's on your mind?
I don't want to go down that dialogue. It does seem interesting, but I do not want to go down it yet.
I'll see what I can find.
What you got there? Oh, a singular dagger. Cool. Worth talking to him later about this stuff. But yeah, I was just actually, maybe I'll just quickly check the journal. Never far from the Queen. Time and Tide. Yes. We found Merwold. Too far gone to give us answers. We have to navigate the ruins beneath the keep on our own. Spend time with him. Redrick's Hold. Smith's Shipshan, which we have. Buried Secrets. Yeah, still haven't managed to do that after several times. Hey, here we go. After telling Ida that I was headed for Kednio to seek order, which named Mo, would express this as well. Mo was not in any condition to answer questions when we found Ida will have to decide how to proceed from here. Okay, so he'll get back to me, I guess, at some point. Let's see how... Okay, this is quite large. It's quite large and filled with spiders. So, what we're going to do is we're going to leave it there. So again, as I said up the top, do like if you have the hand strength to move your mouse down there. Subscribe as well if you're not, to get more of these uploads every day. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.